This week in science, we're going to change topics, so we're going to start learning about plants. And we learned a little bit about them last week with life cycles, but we're going to focus more specifically on parts of a plant and how they work this week using the book, The Wonderful World of Plants. In the table of contents here, we see that we have an introduction. Then we'll have the parts of the plant, how plants make food, how plants reproduce, plants live everywhere, plants and animals, and then plants and you, and there's two sections to that. First, using plants for food, and then second, using plants for materials, and then finally we'll have a conclusion. Over here on the right with our introduction. A family is going out for dinner. The kids put on clean clothes. They go to the restaurant. Mom parks the car under a tree. Inside, everyone sits at a wooden table. Their dinner includes potatoes and fresh vegetables. Dad takes leftovers home in a cardboard box. Think about the clothes, tree, table, food, and box. What do they have in common? They all come from plants. You see plants almost everywhere. You also use plants in many ways. In this book, you'll learn about plants and their parts. You will learn about what plants need in order to live. You will find out how plants get food and how seeds grow. You will also learn why animals and plants need each other so much. Parts of a plant. Most plants have the same parts. They have roots, stems, and leaves. Each part helps the plant get what it needs to live. Roots usually grow down into the soil. Roots hold most plants in place. They help a plant stand tall. Roots also store water and food for the plant. Roots take in water and minerals from the soil. Plants need minerals to grow and be healthy. The stem holds up the leaves so they get sunlight. The stem carries water and minerals from the roots to all parts of the plant. Stems can also store water and food. Leaves grow above the ground where the light is. That's not what it says. It says leaves grow above the ground where there is light. Sorry about that. They need light to make food for the plant. Leaves are usually flat. The flat shape helps them catch sunlight. And then here on our Did You Know section, it says tree trunks are stems. The vines of a strawberry and pumpkin plant are stems too. And then on the section it says try this. It says look carefully at a leaf, although those may be hard to find right now. Are their edges smooth, wavy, or shaped like a saw? Is the tip pointy or round? Does it feel smooth, rough, or bumpy? Does it feel sticky, hairy, or waxy? So if you do have access to a leaf, maybe an indoor plant or something, go ahead and take a look at that. The next section is how plants make food. Plants need food in order to grow, but plants do not eat. Plants make their own food. This process is called photosynthesis. I'm going to say that one more time for you. Photosynthesis. Plants need three things for photosynthesis to happen. They need water, air, and light. Leaves take in air through tiny holes. Air has a gas called carbon dioxide in it. The sun's light helps mix carbon dioxide with water to make a kind of sugar. Plants use the sugar to grow. They store extra sugar in their roots, stems, and leaves. As plants make food, they also make a gas called oxygen. Plants give off oxygen through their leaves. All animals need this oxygen to live and breathe. Plants also give off water vapor through their leaves. Water vapor is water in the form of gas. So up here we have photosynthesis, the process. So the roots take in water from the soil. The leaves take in carbon dioxide from the sunlight. Sunlight makes water and carbon dioxide combine into sugar, which is the plant's food. Number 4, unused food is stored in many plant parts. And number 5, oxygen and water vapor exit leaves as waste. And down here we have stomata, or tiny holes that let gas in and out of leaves. So you can see that zoomed. I'll even zoom in further for you. You can see that zoomed in view of the plant with the tiny holes in it so that gases can go in and out. How plants reproduce. To reproduce is like to make more of a plant. Palm trees make new palm trees. Tomato plants make new tomato plants. Each kind of plant must make more plants just like it. If plants do not reproduce, that kind of plant will die out, or in other words, it will go extinct. There will be no more of them. Most plants reproduce by making seeds. Seeds can grow into new plants. These plants are like the plant that made the seeds. Flowers are the plant parts where most seeds grow. Flowers make tiny grains of pollen. This pollen is carried by the wind or by animals such as bees, bats, and birds. Pollen from one flower sticks to another flower on the same kind of plant. This process is called pollination. When pollination works, seeds will form. On the left side here, it says a bean seed grows into a bean plant, which makes more seeds. So we have part A, bean seed grows into a bean plant, and then it makes more seeds. So the cycle can start again. And over here on the right, pollination. I'll zoom in on that picture for you. It says pollen moves from the stamen to a pistil. Pollen can move to a pistil on the same flower or another flower. So you can see the pollen in the air, and then it goes to the stamen on each side of the flower in order to make more seeds, and then more plants. Many seeds fall to the ground and begin to grow, but some seeds travel far before they start to grow. They may blow in the wind, they may float on water, they may stick to an animal's fur, they may even pass through an animal's body after it eats them. Then the seeds end up in a new place. A seed will sprout when it has air, water, and warmth. The tiny plant that grows from the seed is called a seedling. It can grow into a full-size plant that will make new seeds. One day these seeds will become a new plant. One day these seeds will become new plants, which will grow and make more seeds. Plants live everywhere. Plants live almost everywhere. They grow inside and out. They grow in rainforests and deserts. They grow on mountains and in the ocean. Plants grow anywhere they can get what they need. So here we have a diagram. It says where plants grow. It says look at this map. Why do you think more plants grow in the green areas than in other regions? So key in green, it says gets lots of precipitation, gets moderate precipitation, gets little precipitation, or gets little or no precipitation. So use that information from the key to think about that question there. Plants and animals. Plants and animals need each other in order to live. You've learned that animals use plants for food and oxygen. Look at these pictures of other ways in which animals use plants. Then try to think of more ways in which animals use plants. Plants need animals too. Plants take in carbon dioxide to make food. The carbon dioxide comes from animals every time they breathe out. So, for example, like when you exhale, when you breathe out, you're breathing out carbon dioxide, and when you inhale, you're breathing in oxygen. So, you breathe out something that the plant needs, the plant takes it in, and it gives off something that you need, oxygen. Plants and you. People around the world need plants. They eat parts of wild plants. They eat food that is grown on farms. They also use plant parts as materials to make things. So down here on the bottom diagram, it says some people gather wild blueberries to eat or sell. Farmers grow crops and prepare them to be shipped to customers. And loggers cut down trees to be used for paper, fabric, and building materials. On to our section called Using Plants for Food. Much of the food you eat comes from plants. You eat the fruit of many plants. Grapes, apples, oranges, and peaches are all fruits. They hold the plant's seeds. Tomatoes, cucumbers, and squash also hold their plant seeds. They are the fruit of their plants too. But you eat them as vegetables. You eat other plant parts too. Sweet potatoes and yams are big roots. The parts of asparagus you eat are the stem. The tops of broccoli are flowers that haven't opened yet. Lettuce, spinach, and collard greens are leaves. I didn't know that about broccoli, actually. I guess it makes sense, though. In a way, even meat comes from plants. Many animals eat plants. The food inside the plants gets passed to those animals. Many other animals do not eat plants. They eat animals that eat plants. The food from the plants moves from one animal to the next, so that's all sort of part of a food cycle. Using plants for materials. Plants provide you with many materials. Look at the pictures below and think about some of the materials you get from plants. Homes and buildings, crayons, clothes, paper and cardboard, coal and oil, and wood and furniture. Many medicines are made from plants. All of the things below can be made from plants too. Down here we have a think about it section. Which item do you see around that comes from plants? What are other things? What are the other things made of? Conclusion. Plants grow all over the world. They are very important to people. A lot of our food comes from plants. We also use plants for materials. They give us oxygen we need to breathe. Without plants, people and other animals could not survive. Plants also add beauty to our lives. Plants come in many shapes and sizes. They have many colors and patterns. Earth has giant forests and beautiful flowers. Our world really is a wonderful world of plants. And down here we have the glossary. So any of the words that you need to look up has a definition next to them. And it also tells you what page number you can find that word on. All right, guys, you will use this book all week with your different tasks. If you have any questions, let me know.